Elevator. As the lift starts close, the number indicating the floor starts to shift after a brief pause. The lift seems rather empty with just two people inside. You turn and look at Artem, who is standing next to you, continuing the conversation you were having before you entered the lift. All the birthday decorations I bought for you arrived today, but you might have to brace yourself. I think about a little too much. With Arthur's birthday quickly approaching, you'd bought props and decorations and had them delivered to his home. Apart from the usual decorations like balloons, tinsel, lights, and the like, you also bought all sorts of different party poppers. Wanting to make the event as lively as possible, you bought all the popular birthday items in the shopping app's catalog.
それじゃ、帰ったら整理しないとな。
Arthur smiles at you and pats your head.
ここ数日、仕事と準備で忙しかっただろ。家に帰ったら、君は少し休むといい。
No, I want to sort all the stuff out with you. Doing things like that makes me happy. Autumn's hands fall from your head to your shoulder. His grip around you tightens slightly as he continues to smile at you.
パーティーなんて後日でもいいんだ。お互いのペースに合わせてやろう。それに、具体的な流れも事前に話し合っていただろう。多少変更があっても問題はないはずだ。
True. Actually, when you discussed preparing for Arthur's birthday with him a week ago, you never thought you'd really draw up a plan for a party. Autumn's residence. 1 week earlier, Autumn stands in front of the fridge and checks the expiration date of food items one by one. He then places those nearing expiration to the side to be dealt with later. You sit against the bar, resting your chin against your hand and spacing out as you watch Artem. The only sound that can be heard in the big house is the faint rustling of Artem cleaning out the fridge. It's a little too quiet.
しばらくそうしているが、何を考え込んでいるんだ？
You blink and realize that Artem has already put down the fruit in his hands and is looking at you in concern. I was just thinking, your birthday is coming soon. Should we figure out how we should celebrate it? Artem lowers his gaze and remains quiet for a while. When he looks up at you again, there is a slight inquisitive look in his eyes.
それは、これまでと同じでは嫌だということか？
You hurriedly shake your head. Seeing this, the inquisitive look morphs into one of understanding.
なら、何か新しい考えがあるということか？
Yeah, I just thought that it might be too lonely with only the two of us.
いや、寂しいと思ったことはないな。
Is that so? You trace the pattern of the marble bar counter for a while. After some thought, you decide to voice your idea. I have an idea. Should we invite our friends? It feels like it would be livelier and more like a birthday celebration. What do you think? A look of surprise flickers across his face upon hearing your suggestion, but he soon schools his face back to his usual expression. What's wrong? Would that be inconvenient? Autumn shakes his head. His face is as calm as ever. It's as if that fleeting look of surprise earlier was just your eyes playing tricks on you.
いや、友人が祝ってくれるなら、もちろん嬉しいさ。いきなりのことで、少し反応に困っただけだ。
He looks around the living room on the first floor and starts to carefully plan.
ここでは少し手狭だから、会場は屋上にしようか。
Remembering the swimming pool on the top floor, your eyes light up. we've got a swimming pool upstairs. We can even do a pool party.
プールサイドパーティー？
Yep, the kind of party with friends where you can open champagne pop bottles, sing, swim, and play games. Just thinking about it makes me excited. Artem is momentarily stunned by your sudden excitement. Then he smiles as he leans against the fridge.
そうだな。では君の言う通り、友人を誘って一緒に祝うとしようか。
Artem's residence. Once home, you move the delivery boxes stacked in the foyer into the house. After you unbox the various boxes, you see all sorts of party poppers and birthday decorations. Artem pulls out a card from the boxes. You glance at it and note that it's the seller's instructions. Reminder, please ensure that the items are functional before use. Have a good day. Artem calmly puts down the card and turns to you.
風船とタッセルは量が多く、クラッカーに関しては確認のしようがないが、いくつか取り出して試してみるとするか。
You nod and pick up a confetti party popper. Sure, but I think we just need to make sure there are enough decorations. Whereas for the party poppers... When you pull the string on the party poppers, the sparkling confetti shoots out with a blast of air, landing all over Artem. Startled by the sudden sound, Artem freezes up and gets a fistful of confetti as a result. His expression goes blank for a moment. He brushes away some of the confetti and looks down at himself, then a smile slowly surfaces on his face. Sorry, I didn't think it shoot that far. Are you okay? You rush up and put your hand on his shoulder, brushing away the tangled paper strings. However, he wraps his own hand around your wrist softly.
大丈夫。これは後で片付ければいい。それより、他のもいくつか試しておこうか。
There are many varieties of party poppers, but they all have similar functions. Artem copies you and pulls on the string. In the next second, a huge amount of heart-shaped confetti rushes out of the tube. It flies into the air and flutters down, covering your shoulders. Artem plucks a heart-shaped piece of confetti from the top of your head and shows it to you. A warm smile comes naturally to his face.
誰かの会や式で見たことはあったが、自分で使うのは初めてだ。君の言う通り、存外楽しいものだな。
You accept the heart-shaped piece of confetti from Artem and tucks it into your pocket. Turning, you drag a bigger item over. Looks like the little party poppers are all functional. Let's test this big one. The meter-tall party popper continuously sprays rainbow-colored bubbles upwards. Some of them land on Artem's hand, leaving a wet imprint when they pop. You and Artem pick a range of decorative items to test out, sorting them according to type and function. You both end up sitting on the floor halfway through this process, surrounded by ribbons and confetti in a chaotic and festive mess. Artem suddenly stands up and stretches his hand out to you.
そろそろ洗い流すとしようか。
You stand up with Artem's help and brush off your clothes. Pieces of confetti fall to the ground. When you look up at Artem, you notice that his clothes are even messier than yours. I can get rid of the confetti on my clothes by myself, but you... The smaller pieces that are stuck in your hair are going to be difficult for you to deal with alone. Let me help. As if unaware of the issue, Artem runs his hand through his hair. He then looks at the small pieces of confetti between his fingers in a daze.
まさか、ずっとこうだったのか？
Yep, You look festively dressed for the occasion. Bathroom. You let Autumn lean against the front of the bathtub. He lowers his head to a little so you can have an easier time cleaning his hair. His hair is cool and smooth. The strands glide through your fingers as you brush through them, feeling nice to the touch. Before you know it, your attention drifts away from the confetti in his hair as you recall your earlier conversation. Artem said it was the first time he used a party popper. Seems like he hasn't had a birthday celebration like this before. If so, then how did he celebrate his birthdays before? When you gather your thoughts again, Artem is still quietly letting you clean his hair. He shows no indication that he's aware of how your thoughts had wandered. I'm curious, how did you used to celebrate your birthday?
子供の頃は、両親と一緒だったな。思い返してみても、友人と祝った記憶はない。
When Artem says this, you suddenly recall the brief surprise he showed when you mentioned celebrating with friends. Oh, so that's why it took you a while to respond that day.
ああ、君に言われるまで考えたこともなかったよ。
I see. In that case, if we need to make it a unique birthday and have a fun celebration with friends this time, we'll do everything I mentioned before. Artem laughed softly, his cold hair rustling under your hands.
ああ、今回の一味違う誕生日を楽しみにするとしよ
But how did you celebrate your birthday with your family?
う。特に決まった形式はなく、家族で集まって食事をするだけだ。
Artem pauses to think and smiles a little as he continues.
ただ、父は毎回その場で勉強や仕事の話を振り、褒美としてプレゼントをくれていたな。
The smile he has on his face piques your curiosity. So, what kind of gifts would someone as serious as your father give?
学生時代は万年筆などの文具で、仕事を始めてからはおおむね法律に関するものをもらっていたな。
That certainly fits your father's style. What about your mother?
母は
Autumn's words are suddenly interrupted and he sounds like he's in pain. You quickly let go of his hair and check him all over. What happened? Did I tug your hair too hard?
問題ない。服の中にスパンコールか何かが入って動いた拍子に刺さっただけだ。
You recall how Autumn was covered in confetti and feel rather guilty. It fell in. I'll help you get it out.
いや、
But you've already bent down, leaning against Autumn's shoulder. You reach in front of the hem of his shirt. You only hear him telling you to stop when your fingertips have already touched his warm skin. Wait. In that brief moment, he leans backward as he sits on the edge of the bathtub, and his rapid breathing brushes past the nape of your neck.
なんでもない。少し急すぎただけで。もう大丈夫だ。
His voice sounds so close to you that even your heart feels tingly. As if to counter that sudden sensation, you let out a soft breath and put your hand on the small of his waist. Then I'm gonna start checking.
ああ。
The skin under your hand is tender and warm. You just wanted to find the offending confetti under Autumn's shirt, but now you feel particularly awkward. It feels as if you're doing something wrong. After searching around Arthur's waist, your hand slowly glides upward. Arthur's body stiffens next to your arm, and his shoulder involuntarily jerks upward. The skin under your hand is a bit hotter than his waist. You pull your hand back a little. Oh, what's the matter?
いや、慣れない場所に触れられて少しくすぐったかっただけだ。構わず続けてくれ。
Artem's voice sounds next to your ears, slightly strained. Okay, I'll keep looking.
ああ、頼む。
You once again press your hand against him and keep looking for unexpected objects, but your thoughts wander a bit because of his words. It's true that you rarely get the chance to hug Artem from above like this. It's usually Artem who bends down to hug you. Now that your positions are swapped, you didn't think the sensation would be so noble. Your hand meanders upward. As you continue this search, Artem's breath next to your ears grows more and more ragged. You pause. Artem seems to have realized something and his breathing gets softer again. Found it. This is it, right? You pull out your hand and shows it to Artem. A piece of confetti with sharp corners is pinched between your fingers. Artem gives it an arbitrary look and nods distractedly.
ああ、
He pulls his shirt down and grabs the hand that you are retracting, but does nothing more.
君は
Seeing that Artem doesn't even know what he wants to do, you decide to just bend down and wrap your arms around him. Maybe there's more than one piece of confetti in here. Let me check again. Artem is being hugged very closely against your chest. Your neck is right next to his, and you can feel the vibration sounding in his throat.
ああ、
Once again, you check the insides of Artem's shirt from the top to bottom. There really isn't anything else in here.
ああ、そのようだな。
His voice is very low. You turn your head and see his ears turning red, his lowered eyelashes trembling. The air around you seems to buzz with tiny electrical currents. You hug Artem and a fizzling itch rises in your heart. This moment seems to last a long time, long enough that your embrace around Artem is getting rather stiff. Only then do you let each other go. The air still seems to be full of a lingering intimacy. You shake your head and try to recall the topic that was previously interrupted. You were saying, what would your mother make for you on your birthday?
ああ、長寿麺を食べさせてくれたんだ。
In a rare moment of languidity, it takes a while for Artem to remember what you were trying to say. Thankfully, his thoughts seem to connect together again when you bring the topic back up.
仕事で常に忙しい上にメニューが固定されていたわけでもなかったが、母は誕生日になると決まって麺料理を。
As if slowly recalling something, Artem pauses and speaks in a soft voice.
いや違うな。12歳の誕生日だけは例外だったか。
Bathroom.
いや違うな。12歳の誕生日だけは例外だったか。
An exception?
ああ、その日は別の用事があって、母が先生に私の世話を頼んだんだ。
So, does exception on your 12th birthdays have something to do with him?
ああ、当時先生はステラ大学の法学部に転任してきたばかりでな。ステラ市に来てまだ1年も経っていなかった。
Artem's residence. After 15 minutes, you and Artem finally finish dealing with the confetti on your clothes. You then go to prepare dinner together in the kitchen. As Artem cooks, he recounts the story of what happened that birthday. As the tantalizing sauce boils in the pan, Artem's warm and reminiscing voice wafts over with a delicious aroma.
先生はすでに母から台所に立つ権利を与えられていて、家に帰るや否や誕生日の準備を始めた。
As Artem recounts this story, your thoughts wander as if you've traversed time and space and are watching a younger Neil Hume and a 12-year-old Artem. Artem's parent dining room. Artem's eye dart between the pile of ingredients on the counter and Neil's busy figure at the stove. Neil then skillfully flips the food in the wok. However, just as Artem's eye light up at the display, he sees that some chopped vegetables have fallen out. Artem silently grabs the broom and cleans up the fallen ingredients.
おい坊主、お前の誕生日なんだから掃除なんてしなくていい。おとなしくソファーで休んでな。
Neil finally realizes that Artem is now in the kitchen. He puts down the wok and wipes his hand, then leads Artem out of the kitchen with his hand on the boy's shoulder. Artem looks back at Neil and reluctantly moves a few steps, then stops suddenly.
僕は九条さんが料理しているところを見たいんです。だから。
Probably remembering the vegetables that just ended up in the trash, Artem stops himself.
九条さん、何か手伝えることはありませんか？
Neil sees how Artem is looking back at him and seems to interpret it the wrong way. He gives a heartfelt smile.
おお、そうだったか。まさか私の料理姿に惚れちまうとはな。そういうことなら遠慮しなくていい。料理が習いたいならそう言いなさい。ほら、九条さん、料理を教えてくださいだ。
Artem's expression freezes for a moment as he weighs the pros and cons of the idea.
そうですね。料理は面白そうなので。
Seeing Neil's proud and happy expression, Artem bites his lip and speaks softly.
九条さんから料理を習いたいです。
いいぞ。教えてやるとも。だが、フライパンはまだ早い。危ないから少し離れたところから見ていなさい。
Neil walks Artem back to the entrance of the kitchen and presses on the boy's shoulders, indicating that he should stay right here. He then returns to the counter. The food in the wok is almost cooked, with white smoke billowing towards the roof. Neil fries it for 2 more seconds, then turns off the stove.
おい坊主、皿がどこにあるか知ってるか？
下にある棚です。僕が取りますよ。
Artem hands the plates to Neil. The man plates the food with practiced ease and places it on the temperature-controlled food rack off to the side. Neil glances at the clock and shifts the chopping board a little further. He then uses chopsticks to flip the slices of fish he'd prepared in the pool earlier.
漬け込みもいい感じだな。坊主、次は私の得意料理、魚のからし高菜漬けを作るぞ。
Artem looks at the fish curiously, then at Neil's gloating face.
魚の高菜漬け。僕は何をすればいいですか？
茶碗を持って向こうからじっくり観察していなさい。
はい、よく見ておきます。
The table is now full of magnificent dishes and the air is filled with delicious aromas. Neil walks out of the kitchen with a bowl of longevity noodles and solemnly puts it down before Artem.
お前のお母さんに作るよう頼まれたんだ。 私の料理の腕を確かめてみなさい。
ありがとうございます、九条さん。
Autumn seems to have sniffed something. He subtly frowns and stares at the bright color of the noodle soup, looking rather puzzled. But he doesn't say anything and just obediently picks up some noodles with a chopstick. As Neil watches him expectantly, Autumn munches on the noodles, but a shocked look soon forms on his face. His face visibly turns red at a rapid rate, and a drop of sweat even emerges on his brow. Artem looks as if he's trying hard to suppress his reactions, but finally loses the battle to his instinctive reflexes and ends up coughing uncontrollably. This surprise occurrence makes Neil pause. He moves toward Artem in confusion, as if wanting to help the boy catch his breath, but is concerned with the boy's coughing.
急にどうしたんだ？暑かったか？それとも辛かったか？おい、坊主！脅かさないで答えてくれ！
Artem looks at Neil, seemingly about to shake his head to calm the older man down, but a bout of violent coughing interrupts him once again. In the meantime, Neil is already calling the ambulance.
もしもし、緊急事態です。子供が麺を食べて猛烈に咳き込み始めてしまって、アレルギーでしょうか？すぐにでも吐かせた方がいいですか？でも、どうやって？
Artem finally recovers, only to see that Neil is anxiously listening to the operator on the other side of the phone while keeping his eyes firmly trained on him.
九条さん、大丈夫ですよ。
As soon as Artem says this, Neil urgently relays his words into the phone.
子供が大丈夫だと言っているんですが、どうすればいいですか？私は何をしたらって、おい、坊主！大丈夫って、大丈夫なのか？
Neil's eyes sparks with such a brilliant hope that Artem can't even look straight at him as joy blooms like a firework over the man's face.
本当に大丈夫なんだな。電話のおばさんにも説明できるか？
本当です。ただ、辛くてむせただけで、119番なんて。
Artem slowly breathed out as if forcibly suppressing some kind of intense stimulation.
ご心配をおかけしてすみません、九条さん。
Neil takes a long breath and apologizes profusely into the phone before hanging up.
いや、謝るのは私の方だ。そもそも子供に辛いのなんて。つい自分が食べてる感覚で激辛ソースを。まったく何やってんだ私は。ボス、辛くないか？何か飲むものでも。
Neil wrings his hands as he gestures to the milk on the table, then reaches helplessly toward the noodles.
これはもう食べなくていい。すぐに別のものを作ってやるからな。
Artem's breathing gradually recovers, perhaps due to the burn of the initial gulp of spice wearing off. His face is still flushed and his lips are unnaturally red, yet he still stoically shakes his head.
いえ、大丈夫です。美味しかったので、作り直さなくていいですよ。
Artem stares at the bowl of noodles and tightens his grip on the chopsticks. However, he still moves the noodles toward his mouth.
このくらいの辛さなら、むしろちょうどいいです。
Before Neil can stop him, Artem's eyes glimmer with tears and a single drop falls into the bowl. Artem feels stunned by his own tears.
ちょうどいい。なら、その涙は美味しすぎたせいか？
Artem freezes and his face becomes more flushed, either from the spice or from the embarrassment. Neil sighs when he sees Artem like this. He thinks for a moment, then immediately puts on a smile.
なんてすごい坊主だ。まさかもうこんな辛いものまで食べられるとはな。それも美味しすぎて涙まで流すとは。
Not anticipating the ruined white light to be fixed by Neil once again, Artem looks at the man in shock.
坊主がそこまで喜んでくれて、私も嬉しいぞ。よし、お礼に違う味のも作ってやろう。そっちはもっと美味しいと思うぞ。どうだ？
Neil winks at Artem in an exaggerated and funny way, instantly dissipating the rather awkward atmosphere from before.
いえ、いいですよ。
Artem wants to kindly decline again, but seeing how Neil looks like he'll be plunged into utter despair if this request is refused, the boy pauses.
やっぱりお願いします。
Neil's expression rapidly changes and his despondency evaporates in the blink of an eye. He rests his chin on his hand and looks at Artem with a gentle expression. When he speaks again, his voice is extremely serious, no longer containing any of his habitual teasing.
誕生日、おめでとう。
Artem's restless. You may not know what kind of expression Neil wore when he spoke those words to Artem. But looking at Artem before you, you figure you probably don't need to rely on your imagination to figure out what it was like back then. The expression Professor Hume wore must be like what Artem looks like right now, both serious and gentle.
今にして思うと、当時の私は先生にとって、ただの強がっている子供に見えていたのだろうか。
No way, you were a strong and cute boy that Professor Hume must have really liked. If I saw you as a little boy, I probably would think that you're a cute kid too. As you imagine the scene, you look at Artem straight in the eyes. His eyes glitter as he seems to recall something.
やはり、あの頃の私は幼稚すぎる。今のままでいい。
I think both would have been fine. It would be great if I could watch through every stage of your life with you. Although that may be a bit too greedy of me.
それは、私も同じだ。ただ、寄り添うという意味では、こうして思い出を分かち合うのも方法の一つじゃないか。
Artem gets closer to you as he sees this and runs his hand through your hair, letting a sense of intimacy wash over the two of you. You tilt your head and rub your cheek against his palm, your heart calming as you feel the familiar temperature of his hand. Yeah. The soup on the stove is soon ready, and the kitchen now smells like home. You bring the utensils over and Artem serves the food. As the plates clink against each other, the busy day nears its end. As you enjoy the familiar taste of the soup on your tongue, you look up at Artem sitting opposite you. You and Artem have already spent so many days together and participated in countless moments in each other's lives. Bedroom. After a whole day of work, you stop Artem from doing more work after dinner and manage to ensure you two wash up and get ready for bed earlier than usual. And yet, once you've tidied everything and are lying in bed, you feel no desire to sleep. The night is no longer young, and the skyline of the city outside is bright with lights. You turn and put your head on Artem's shoulders, who's also leaning against the headboard. You start mentally making plans in your head, a seemingly newfound habit. Now that we've checked everything, we can start decorating the top floor tomorrow. I just have a little bit of work left before it's done, and I can probably come back earlier tomorrow afternoon.
なら終わったら一緒に帰るとしよう。私の方も訴訟文書を仕上げたら終わりだからな。
Artem turns to look at you and takes your hand, which is on his shoulder, into his.
プールの掃除も必要だったからちょうどいい。
Now there are only the preparations for the buffet left. I've already put the caterer. We can deal with it once they delivered it on the day. You settle down and reach out to hug Autumn's waist snugly closer to him. Thank goodness our kiss is going smoothly. Based on our current progress, your birthday party will definitely... Why does it sound more and more like foreshadowing?
きっとどうした？
Autumn tilts his head in confusion. He probably can't see your expression from his angle, so he puts his hand against your face and lowers his head. Seeing his eyes inches away from yours, you are even less inclined to say anything that may influence fate outside of the rules of science. I take it back. I'm taking back what I said. No jinxing anything. Think how flustered you are. Autumn appears surprised and pats your back.
ジンクスの類なら気にしなくていい。仮に余計なことが起きようと協力して乗り越えればいいだけだ。
You're right. Autumn's words calm you down. You tighten the arms you have wrapped around him and keep your head raised to look at him. The hand he has on your chin stays there as well. Your gazes meet as the light outside the window sparkles. You think for a few seconds, or perhaps you didn't think at all, as you find your lips pressed against his before your mind catches up to you. The hand Atom originally had against you is now at the back of your head, and you are pressed tightly against each other. The night is beautiful. Atom's resident top floor. The following day, work proceeds as smoothly as anticipated. You and Atom quickly complete the preparations before the trial. As soon as you get home, Atom goes upstairs and turns on the automatic pool cleaner. As the machine does its job, you and Atom prepare for the party next to the pool. Let's hang some balloons here to liven up the atmosphere. You point at the balcony next to the pool and direct Atom to decorate the empty areas of the top floor with the large number of balloons he is holding.
こうか？
Atom pulls out a handful of balloons and gestures next to the balcony, then looks at you questioningly. Yep, it looks pretty good. Let's hang balloons like this on both sides of the balcony. The entire top floor looks brand new and feels a lot more festive once you're done. You and Atom lean against the balcony and look at the fruits of your labor. A circle of colorful balloons is hung around the balcony, and the trees are lit, decorated with ambient lighting. Between the floor lamps, tinsel is entangled and woven together to reflect the clear lights from the pool. It will definitely be very busy on the day of your birthday.
シャンパン、歌、プール、ゲーム。これだけのものが揃ったらきっと一生忘れられない誕生日になるだろうな。
Autumn stares at you intently, as if you were the one who did all the birthday party preparations. You look away shyly and smoothly change the topic. Well, the scenes are all set up. Why don't we do a practice run right now?
練習？
Autumn's eyes are lost and confused. Seeing his reaction, you change your mind. It had initially just been an offhanded suggestion, but now you recall how you act as the MC during events in the past and take a deep breath. The birthday star shines upon the land, and the heavens grant their grace. Today is Mr. Atom Swing's birthday. Atom chills as he looks at you in confusion. Moving with the momentum, you pull out a lollipop from the decorative lollipop bouquet on the table. You hold the lollipop in front of your chest as a microphone and do your best to remember classic MC lines from your memories. The songs of celebration open the curtain of festivities for us, and the potent one will write the chapter about future grandeur. Let us welcome Mr. Otto Wayne to the stage and have him open the champagne that represents happiness. My life is like wine growing sweeter with each. The flowing champagne pours down the tower of glasses, representing the flow of life. Artem is still clueless as to what's happening, but you've already run out of lines as the fake MC. You clear your throat loudly and mouth at him with exaggerated movements. Ahem. Work with me. Atom lowers his eyes and pops an imaginary bottle of champagne with his hand, then slowly tilts it as if there really is a champagne tower before you. In this rare moment that you doubt will ever happen again, you take out your phone and start recording Artem. You capture a 30-second video of Artem pouring an imaginary bottle of champagne. Seeing that you are still recording him, Artem starts to blush. You gesture an okay sign at him from behind the camera and he visibly relaxes. However, just as he lowers his hand, you start recording a new video. After the champagne is a song, of course. We need to sing for the party. Then, would you like to sing for your friends at the party? You hand the lollipop to Artem as he stands in front of the camera. He takes it out of reflex and looks at you helplessly. There is an indulgent smile in his eyes, the lights from the pool bouncing within, looking particularly gentle and soft.
うん。では、そういうことなので、一曲。
The top floor is very quiet except for the bubbling sound of the pool water. You and Atom sit on the sofa and watch the video of him performing a moment ago. Soon you reach the part where he sings. Atom looks extremely serious on screen. At the same time, the speaker faithfully replicates Atom's clear but stuttering singing voice. Atom closes his eyes out of embarrassment, but this doesn't stop the sound from going into his ears. The blush on his face deepens. The song continues and echoes in a lonely way on the top floor, as if his soul was taken away. Atom's voice also sounds incorporeal.
歌は、やっぱりやめておこう。
You snuggle together, and Atom's warm breath tickles your ear. Your heart tingles with a familiar itch. But I really like the way you sing. You suppress the urge to tell him that he looks cute, fearing it will make him even more embarrassed. You wrap your hands around his shoulders and shake him lightly, hoping to change his mind. Please don't remove that section. Why don't we change to a different song?
そういう問題じゃないだろう。
I actually think that you can sing anything you want. I like your singing. Besides, the birthday party is made up of friends who are close to you. Everyone would be elated to hear you sing. Atom doesn't respond to you again. He just stares at you and smiles as he nods. Yay! At this time, the automatic pool cleaner sounds indicating that the pool is finally clean. You and Atom get up from the sofa and walk over to the pool, then prepare to fish out the machine together. Atom lowers his body toward the pool and drags the dock machine to the edge of the pool.
手伝ってくれるのは嬉しいが、かなり重いから気をつけてくれ。
You and Atom carefully roll up your sleeves, but still underestimating the weight of the machine. Both of you get your clothes a bit wet from the splashing water as you extract the machine from the pool.
ここは風があるから、体を冷やす前に着替えてくるとしよう。ひとまず機械はそのままにしておいてくれ。
You nod and take Atom's outstretched hand, then head downstairs. Bathroom. You didn't realize it back when you moved the machine, but now that you're back indoors, you feel your clammy clothes absorbing the chill of the night, making it hard to tell where your clothes got wet. You resort to just taking 2 bath towels and giving one to Artem. Wrap yourself in a bath towel first, you'll warm up faster that way. Trapping the fluffy bath towel on yourself, you can't help but shiver from the cold as it warms, but not quite. It takes a while before the warm indoor infuses into your limbs.
やはり冷えていたのか。
Your small movements do not escape Artem's eyes as you expected.
すまない。時間に気を配れていなかった私のせいだ。後で生姜湯を入れてあげよう。
He puts his hand on your forehead and wraps you in his arm in concern. Being hugged like this by him with a towel makes your heart feel warm, and you no longer feel even a hint of a chill. It's okay, it's just that there's a difference between the perceived temperatures indoors and outdoors at night. I'm feeling much better now. You felt it too, right? My body temperature is fine, isn't it?
ああ。だがこうしていれば、より暖かくなるだろう。
Remembering that Artem was facing the evening wind on the top floor together with you, your heart flutters as you open your towel-clad arms and wrap them around him. Then let's get warm together. The warm bath towel wraps around the both of you. Artem places his hand on your waist and hugs you back. The bathroom is quiet as you silently enjoy his embrace. It will be your birthday tomorrow.
ああ、頼む。
Artem's voice gently vibrates next to your neck. I really wish time would move faster. I feel like I want to start celebrating your birthday now.
そんなに待ち遠しいのか？
Yep, I'm really very super looking forward to it. More than I do for my own birthday. I'm happy to. Artem tightens his embrace around you and his voice rings in your ears.
今、ふとある言葉を思い出した。
What is it?
これまではあまり実感できなかったが、今なら少しわかる気がする。誕生日には生まれた日以上の意味がある。というのは、周りにいる人々を喜ばせることで自分が幸せになるということだったのかもな。私は今とても幸せだ。
You feel tears welling up in your eyes as you put your hand on his shoulder. Sometimes happiness can be as simple as this, a small hug. Bedroom. After drinking the ginger soup Artem made and checking your temperature before sleeping, you both tuck in and get ready to rest. The night deepens and the room grows ever darker. The unceasing vibration of a cell phone can suddenly be heard in the bedroom. You open your eyes in a daze to see that Artem is already sitting up, frowning at the screen. What's up?
相手の弁護人が新たな証拠を提出したそうだ。
Your brain instantly jolts awake. You open the online court app on your phone to immediately find a new notification regarding the case process. Attorney Howard Saiter has uploaded evidence at 4:14 a.m. sized 100 pages. Attorneys have the right to review the evidence supplied by both sides before the trial. A professional attorney would definitely dig into the evidence provided by the other side to find any loopholes. You and Artem have already thoroughly studied the evidence already provided by your opponent, but you didn't think they would deliberately pick this time to upload new evidence.
藤井弁護士。ここまで露骨に我々の今日をついてくるとはな。卑劣だが、効果的なのは確かだ。
It's a dirty move, but very effective. Thinking about Artem's birthday party tomorrow, you start to feel anxious. There's only one working day left. Having no intention to sleep, you decide to just get up. However, as you are about to walk through the study, a hand stops you.
まだ起きるには早い。こっちは私に任せて。君は寝ていなさい。
Time's too tight. You won't finish it on your own. Besides, your birthday. You don't want to confess your deepest worry to Artem, but you know that he is already thinking along the same lines, even if you don't say it.
大丈夫だ。それよりも、ここ数日の疲れをしっかりと癒してくれ。
Artem's gentle voice is made with a hint of pleading. However, you shake your head. Even if you ask me to sleep, I won't be able to right now. Why don't I read the document with you? That way I can feel more assured. Artem sighs softly and doesn't stop you anymore. You both get up from the soft bed and head to the study to review these 100 pages of evidence. Pantry. You get up at the break of dawn to review the new evidence. The world is dark as a chaotic day near its end. You pick apart the 100 pages of evidence with intense concentration. The progress is rapid. You should be able to deal with this sudden event without further trouble, and you can still make it to the party at night. With this in mind, you hold 2 cups of coffee in your hands, then get ready to leave the pantry and head to Artem's office.
あら、もしかしてあなたも左京に用事？
Celestine suddenly appears before you. She looks at the coffee in your hands and seems concerned.
まさか、まだ終わってないの？何か手伝おうか。
No, we're almost done. You're busy enough as it is, Celestine. We'll definitely... You wanted to promise Celestine that this definitely won't affect tonight's party, but there's no guarantee that no further accidents will happen. Anyway, we really shouldn't bother you with this work anymore. Celestine looks at you and puts on an understanding look.
わかったわ。それじゃあ約束通り、先に左京の家に行ってパーティーの準備をしておくわね。まったく。無理する必要はないからね。仕事が終わって安心できるようになったらおいで。
As soon as daybreak hits, you and Artem told all the friends invited to the party about the sudden incident. After some discussion, you decided the party should still go ahead as planned. If you and Artem make good progress, then you can still make it back in time. Thank you, Celestine. I wouldn't know what to do without you. Celestine gestures for you to keep up the good work and watches you enter Artem's office. Artem's office. As soon as you head into the office, you see Artem frowning intensely and staring at the monitor. I'm guessing we've got a new situation?
ああ、面倒な証拠が見つかった。
Artem looks at the clock and his voice has a repressed calm to it. You can feel the graveness hidden within.
今から映画館に向かい、あることを証明してくる。
Cinema. The cinema is empty and the light cast from above seems rather dim. The evidence Artem discovered half an hour ago was a cinema ticket. Howard Saito wants to prove that his client came here to watch a movie, therefore proving their whereabouts as presented in some testimonies. Those testimonies have already been invalidated by your and Artem's previous investigation due to insufficient evidence. If the cinema ticket is real, then many of our conclusions about the opposing party would have to be overturned. In that case, we'll have to go through the entire case again. This is a very convenient timing. You discover that the surveillance has already been overwritten due to how long it has been, and you can only review the electronic ticket sale records. You and Artem are therefore waiting in this empty cinema for an employee to find the relevant records, and you've been waiting for quite a while. You check the time and sigh to yourself. I wonder how the party's going. As you think this, you lean against the back of the seat and close your eyes to relax. Maybe we really will miss it. The phone Artem keeps in his pocket suddenly rings and interrupts your thoughts. You look at Artem with some surprise. You look at each other for a heartbeat before he picks it up.
はい、お疲れ様です。データはこの場ですぐに調べ、確認後、直ちに破棄します。もちろん、情報が漏洩することはありません。弁護士の法意識を信じてください。
Artem soon hangs up the phone and turns to look at you with a smile. His tone is calm and steady when he speaks.
探していた情報が見つかったそうだ。
You immediately open your eyes and turn on the computer in your lap. Let's check if their client really did come and watch that movie. You open the document and compare the information line by line. I've finished checking on my end. I don't see the client here.
ああ、こっちもだ。これでチケットの有効性は否定できるな。
Hearing Artem say that, you finally feel a relief. You close the laptop, put it aside, and stretch in the chair. It's finally over. You look at the time. Now you need to take the documents back to the firm to wrap up the case. There's no way you'll make it to the party. Perhaps seeing how you have fallen silent, Autumn put his laptop aside. He then places one of his hands on the armrest next to you, as if planning to lean over. Before he can do anything, both of your phones buzz. This is Celestine sent a videos of the party. Celestine sent a few videos at once, and you can tell how lively the party is just by looking at the thumbnails. You place your phone between the two of you and play the video. The theater immediately fills with the sound of people cheering. Ah, they're opening the champagne. Everyone in the video, Celestine, Jeremy, Kiki, are all dressed in party clothes and standing around the champagne tower. Celestine lifts up the champagne bottle with Jeremy's help and pours it from the top of the tower. The golden liquid slowly infuses the entire glass structure. Amid cheers and whistles, your friends each take a glass of champagne and turn to the camera.
左京くん、これからは仕事ばかりじゃなくて、彼女と一緒にいられる時間も大切にしてね。 テミスには私というパートナーもいるんだから、少しくらい休んだって平気よ。
星名。左京、俺も星名と同じく、お前が仕事とプライベートで充実した日々を送り、人生の新たな段階に。細かいことは今度にしよう。とにかく、みんなずっとお前を待ってるからな。
私からもいいですか？これからもずっと左京先生の地位が不動でありますように。あと、先輩ともお幸せに。
You and Artem look at each other and smile, then grab one another's hand. Once everyone has said their pieces, they happily clean their glasses and down their drinks.
乾杯！
That's the end of the first video, and you open the other videos in sequence. There is one of Kiki singing on the balcony, with Celestine and Jeremy snuggling on the sofa as they listen to her. There is also one of your friends sitting in a circle and excitedly playing a board game together. There is also one of someone who had lost the game and was pushed into the pool, falling into the water with a huge splash. Awesome! It looks like they are having a lot of fun. The last video is them singing happy birthday together. The party is already near its end at this point. After you finish watching them, you drag the progress bar back and listen to them singing again. However, you feel a little sad as you listen to it. It's Artem's birthday and we've been preparing it for so long. But we still didn't manage to make it. You then remember that the protagonist of the party is still sitting next to you and wonder what kind of mood he would be in. You turn your face and you meet Artem's eyes. The cinema is lit with soft and low lighting. Artem's body is hidden in the shadows and you cannot see what expression he is wearing. Ooh, what's wrong? He doesn't immediately respond and only stretches out his hand. His fingertips softly brush past your face, moving from your eye across your chin, then stopping at the corner of your lips as if in confirmation. You then hear his voice too.
薄暗くて顔がよく見えないが、あまり嬉しそうじゃないな。
Your heart skips a bit. I was the one who thought two people weren't enough and invited our friends, and I was also the one who wanted to celebrate his birthday differently, but things didn't work out in the end. Artem should be sadder than me. How can I allow him to comfort me instead? You hurriedly put on a perfect smile. I'm not unhappy at all. This video means that the party is going well. It would be great if the two of you could be there too.
ああ、だからこそより一層その場にいたかったとも思うだろうな。
Artem voices your thoughts for you, and your smile falters from surprise. You feel Artem's fingers softly rub against the corner of your mouth. He then moves closer. A soft, moist, and slightly cool kiss lands where his fingers was, and feeling like the landing of a flower petal.
悲しまなくていい。今年の誕生日は十分特別で楽しいことばかりだった。
Do you really mean that, or are you just trying to comfort me? Artem straightens up a little, but his fingers interlace with yours.
もし嘘だとしたら、君はとっくに見抜いているはずだ。
Your low spirits miraculously improve with the sound of his low laughter. Why? Why do you still feel like a situation like this? You look around the dark theater and your eyes move over the laptops you've just closed. It's happy.
私が話した 12の誕生日のこと、まだ覚えているか？
Yes, you said Professor Hume cooked for you and that the birthday was special. You look really happy when you talk about it, too.
あの時は言わなかったが、それが私にとって温かい記憶となったのは、他にも理由があるからなんだ。
The hand Artem has wrapped around your fingers is warm. He softly rubbed his knuckles against your hand in a tender gesture.
何もなければあの年の誕生日も、例年通り両親と過ごすはずだった。だが、二人に休養ができて、先生を呼ぶしかなくなった。当時の私は不満だったのだろう。だから、先生が来るまで何食わぬ顔で法律書を読み続けた。そうすることで、誕生日なんて大したものじゃないと思いたかったのかもしれない。
You tightly squeezed Artem's hand. Then, then why does he sound so happy when he's talking about it?
その後、先生はすぐにやってきた。玄関を通れないほどの大荷物を抱えてな。
As if remembering that scene, Artem's tone almost takes an obvious hint of laughter.
ようやく荷物の整理が終わったかと思うと、包丁を握る前からすでに汗だくで。あとは、君も知っての通りだが、先生は私の好みすらも把握していなかったんだ。その時にはもう、私も法律書どころではなくなっていたよ。当時の光景を思い出すと、ただただ暖かくて面白くて、今でもずっと忘れたくないと思っている。
Artem's voice is so close and his expression is hard to see in the dim light, but his eyes looking at you are bright and gentle. I didn't know that was the context. I see. You also reach out and caress his hair, cheeks, and his neck tucked in the shadows, just like when he touched your face. In the dim light, these sensations are enough to convey your feelings to him. You don't feel down anymore. We can't avoid disappointment forever. Compared to that, the more important things are other people's warm wishes, blessings, and love towards you. That's what Professor Hume did many years ago, wasn't it?
ああ。だから私は今、幸せだ。君の祝福と愛を感じることができたから。
As if not, he isn't used to this kind of straightforward expression. Artem averts his gaze despite the low visibility, looking anywhere but your face. The hand you have on his face feels a soft sensation. Artem pauses and does not move again. You feel a moist and warm breeze tickling your palm. Your fingertips involuntarily tremble.
言っただろ。
Artem turns to look at you again as if he suddenly thought of something.
誕生日は周囲の人を喜ばせ、自分も幸せになる日だと。だが今は、私が喜んで、君が幸せになれるなら、毎日が誕生日のようになると思っている。
Artem, the warmth swelling up in your heart can no longer be suppressed. You close your eyes and move toward him. Why do you feel so happy even though you are missing out on the entire party? Feeling the warm and gentle breeze on your lips, you lose yourself in the satisfaction swelling up in your heart. Artem did not anticipate your surprise attack, but he starts to respond gently after a brief pause. Soft facts fall like light rain from him. You chase the raindrops and instinctively want to feel his scent even more. In the end, you still can't let Artem's birthday pass like this. It needs to feel more special. This is the strongest thought at the forefront of your mind at this moment. Celestine's office. When you return to the firm, the office plots you passed by are already empty. The authority to finalize documents within the firm's intranet is limited to Celestine's computer. After obtaining her permission, you and Artem head directly to her office.
本案件の資料整理が終わったら私に送ってくれ。上映チケットの方と合わせ、私の方でアップロードしておく。
Alright. You and Artem soon enter work mode and start to go through the final bit of work. However, apart from work, you are also still thinking of the celebration plans that you've just hatched. You lift your hand from the computer and look at Artem, who is sitting opposite you. I've finished sorting through it. Do you want to see if there's anything that needs to be changed? Artem taps slightly on the screen and opens your file for a thorough check. You wait quietly off to the side. Artem looks at it for a bit longer, then looks up at the time. It is already past 11 p.m. and there's less than 1 hour left before his birthday ends.
一通り確認したが、特に問題はない。残りはこちらでやっておこう。終わったら起こすから、君は少しソファーで休んでいてくれ。
But you instinctively want to refuse his suggestion, but the thought that suddenly pops into your head makes you change your mind. Okay, I'm gonna go rest then. You shouldn't work too late either.
ああ、そこまで待たせるつもりはないから安心してくれ。
Autumn evidently takes your words at face value and nods at you with a smile, then immediately returns to work mode. You take one look at him and quietly leave Celestine's office. Work area. As soon as you're out of the office, you run towards the work area. The firm had played host to many celebrations before, such as employees' birthdays and business anniversaries. There are always some decorations left in the office for those occasions. You recall that these decorations are stored near an empty workstation and decide to try your luck there. Ah, looks like they're all stored here. Unused but unwrapped balloons are piled up on the workstation, as well as tinsel and lanterns left from one event or another. They all look very attention-grabbing. You try to turn on the switch for the lantern and it immediately springs to life. Thank goodness, the batteries aren't flat. You sweep up these decorations and move them to your workstation for now. We're just missing the birthday cake. As you walk downstairs, you take out your phone and search for any bakeries that are within walking distance and are still open. Thankfully, the firm is very close to the CBD. You soon find a shop with good reviews and buy the last cake in the store. Work area. You deliberately take a roundabout route and sneak back to your work table, breathing out a sort of relief when you see the lights are still on Celestine's office. You carefully unwrap the cake's packaging, taking out the alphabet cookies you just bought. You take a deep breath. The baker in the shop already went home, so they couldn't decorate the cake. It's time for me to do it myself. You open the 2 packets of cookies and look for the letters you need. I need 2 H, P's, Y's, and E's, then one of BIRT and D. You mentally divide the space on the surface of the cake, then carefully place the letters down one by one. Although you wanted to get it right in one go, the results are still rather wonky and it looks very crude. You tentatively reach out to adjust them, but decide to give up. If I make it worse and ruin the surface of the cake, then it won't be worth it. After taking out your phone and snapping a picture of the cake to remember it by, you sneak towards Artem's office while carrying a big bag in your arms and holding the cake carefully in your hands. Artem's office. The unlit office is dark with the lights outside the window being the only light source. You are afraid that Artem might discover your plans if you turn on the light, so you set things up using only this small amount of light. You receive Artem's message just when everything has been prepared. I just finished everything. I'm coming to the office to get you. You quickly reply to Artem, then crouch behind his office chair and wait for him to arrive. The familiar footsteps sound outside the door. You immediately hold your breath and take the cake into your hands. You wait, half excited and half nervous. Your limbs even start going a bit numb. I'll press the switch on the rainbow lantern as soon as he turns on the light, then stand up and sing him happy birthday. Flip the switch, stand up, then sing. Don't mess up the order. You quietly recite the order of what you should do to yourself as you pay attention to movements around the door. Artem pushes open the door and pauses briefly without turning on the light. Your hand immediately grips the item's side and you feel anxiety gripping up your heart. Then there's the sound of something being put down. You're guessing that that's Artem's laptop. Then the lights turn on with a click. You stand up reflexively as the room is flooded with light. You look at Artem, who is standing next to the door. He had just put the computer aside and froze the moment he turned on the lights. He looks at you in a daze. As he suddenly keeps his eyes on you, you take a deep breath and start to sing the song that you've rehearsed in your mind over and over. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. His expression softens as you sing. The warm golden light reflects in his eyes, growing ever brighter. Facing his gaze, you find it impossible to suppress the growing smile on your face. Happy birthday, dear Artem. Happy birthday to you. When the song is over, Artem has already walked over with soft steps to stand before you. He gently takes the cake from your hands, but his eyes never leave yours. A soft light swirls in his eyes. You feel your heart beat gently in the embrace of the light, yet you struggle to say anything and simply look at him.
いつの間に用意したんだ？
Perhaps it is the mood of the night, or perhaps it is the lights. All you know is that Arthur's voice is unbelievably soft right now. Just now, I found some treasures left in the firm, and I just went downstairs to buy the cake. Seeing that Autumn had shifted his eyes to the cake in your hands as you speak, you feel your face started to get red. The cake decorator already got off work, so I spelled out happy birthday myself. It's a bit ugly. In a rare gesture, Autumn interrupts you before you can finish. He is eager and also gentle.
そんなことはない。よくできているし、嬉しいよ。いや、君がしてくれることなら何でも嬉しい。と言った方が正確か。
He was going to say thank you, right? Perhaps your thoughts were written on your face as you try hard to suppress a laugh, as Autumn looks at you and smiles as well.
前に約束したからな。もう君にありがとうは言わないと。
I'm really happy that you are keeping that promise. You look at the time on your phone to find that it is already 2 minutes before midnight. Ah, the day is almost over. Make a wish. You quickly take the cake from Autumn's hand and put it on the office table, then grab a scented candle off to the side. The bakery ran out of candles. I looked around the office and found some unwrapped scented candles I was keeping here. It's a bit rough. But
ああ、十分だ。
Autumn's ardent confession makes your hands shake as you light the candle. Thankfully, you still manage to light it. Ahem. We can't have open fires in the office. Let's wrap this up quickly. You rush to the light switch and turn it off. Placing a paper crown hat on Autumn's head, you offer the cake with the scented candle on it to Autumn. Hurry and make a wish. It will definitely come true if you make one right now. Autumn doesn't immediately make a wish. Instead, he gets closer to you. You believe that neither the night scene outside nor the soft light of the candle is as gentle as Autumn's gaze right now. His gaze isn't burning, but you have an impulse to melt into it.
私の願いはすぐ目の前にある。
A whisper sounds next to your ear. You feel like you're being soaked in fragrant wine, and you look at Autumn in a daze. You don't want to make a wish? It looks like your words made Autumn laugh. A gentle tremor comes across his body as you are pressed against him. It's making your heart feel all tender and tingly as well.
ああ。私の願いはすぐそばにあって何かに願うものではないからな。それにすでに満たされているからこれ以上は必要ない。
The last cake from the bakery is on the office table. You are holding a nameless candle in your hands, and Artem just finished work. You look around and see the birthday scene you've barely managed to put together in time. There's no champagne tower, no feast, no friends. Of course, this isn't the lively birthday you promised him. But we missed the birthday party. I was hoping that I could fulfill at least one of your wishes. In that case, doesn't that mean I won't be able to do anything for you? Atom suddenly gets close to you, and your warm skin presses against each other. Your heart feels like it's soaking in warm water, and you no longer feel down.
思い通りにいかないこともある。人生はそれが当たり前なんだ。でもだからこそ私たちは本当に欲しいものがわかるんじゃないか。君以外に欲しいものはない。何度耳を傾けても私の心はそう言っているようだった。君がそばにいてくれさえすれば他に望むことなんてないんだよ。
Your heart beats faster and faster. You feel that you don't need any other answer. Okay, I got it. I got your wish. You move the candle in your hand closer to his face. Let's have you blow out the candle. Atom obediently tilts his hand and blows softly. The candle is easily extinguished. You look up along Artem's lowered eyelashes to see his slight grin. You can't help but smile with him. Alright, I declare that not only is your wish already fulfilled, but from today, tomorrow, the day after, and many more days after, I will stay by your side and fulfill your wishes. Artem keeps his eyes on you, and the gentle warmth in his eyes spreads like a thawing spring lake.
なら明日からはずっと私が誰よりも幸せだということだな。
Artem gets closer to you as he says this, and you are tightly embraced in his arms. His kiss greets you with a rare eagerness. You meet him face on and let your warm breath glide. You cling tightly to his back before you know it. His breath quickens and you follow his tongue and lips like a drowning person chasing air. You can feel how he is hugging you tighter and tighter, as if he is on the verge of losing control. So, as long as the wish is strong enough and is expressed with enough passion, even regret can become a catalyst for happiness. Just like what's happening right now. Autumn quickly takes your attention away. Your momentary clarity soon dissipates in your brain like the morning dew under the rising sun. Autumn is the only thing left in your world.
もしもし。ああ、私が着いたのも、ついさっきだ。仕事の方は問題ない。ああ、電話をしたのは相談したいことがあったからだ。誕生日当日に動画を送ってもらっただろう。私も財前たちに動画を送ろうかと思ってな。ああ、それで帰る途中にいくつか考えてみたんだが、どこかおかしくなってしまうんだ。みんな、先日は参加してくれてありがとう。改めて、行けなくて本当にすまなかった。君たちの優しさで、パーティー自体は無事に、ダメだな。硬すぎる。相手が君だけなら、もう少し気楽に。そうだ。試してみてもいいか？何か変わるかもしれない。では、始めよう。改めて、私の人生を変え、日々に幸せを与えてくれて、本当にありがとう。君さえいれば、盛大な会場であっても、静かな執務室であっても、素敵な誕生日になる。私にとって、君と過ごすあらゆる時間は、人生において最大の、いや、忘れたんじゃなく、ふと思っただけだ。これは通話じゃなく、直接伝えるべきだと。だから、この先の言葉は、会ってからでもいいか？ありがとう。ではまた。